A very good evening to everyone here. The weekend is here, and so is IRC with its Formula One 2022 Season 10 as we head into round number 10, that is the Saudi Grand Prix, also known as the Jeddah Street Circuit. For what we hope is going to be a gripping spectacle racing, and it's almost time to get underway. So let's just take a look at the topographical map of Jeddah and yeah, as you can see, number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll just see how much the drivers have benefited from the time spent in practice. 27 corners, 16 to the left, 11 to the right, and more corners on the track than any other in Formula One. And it's also the second largest track with a distance of 6.17 kilometers. But yeah, I'll tell you what this is. This track is fast with average lap time of about 1 minute 32 seconds probably today. The drivers are almost on throttle for about 80% of the lap, and with just 6 braking zones, and 2 of them are heavy, that is in turn 1. It's going to be pretty much close racing because we have 3 DRS zones to keep the racing close and compacted. So let's move to the hot lap without wasting much time.
Go for a lap on board Moto of the Jeddah Corniche circuit as we head down to turn 1, brake roughly at the 50-meter marker, turn in, make sure not to cut too much of the inside curb going to turn 2, and then you have been faced with the high-speed proposition of sector 1 as we go through turns 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which are a sequence of fast curves curving to the left and to the right, the tail end of which is turns 9 where you'll have to downshift, and turn 10 which spits you off towards the first DRS zone. Turns 11 and 12 are pretty much non-negligent. Then we come down to the first overtaking opportunity of the corner at turn 13. Important traction zone on the turn 13 though, so be careful not to lose your rear end. Turns 14 and 15 are simply flat and not really considered corners before we come down to 16 and 17, which will require the utmost care to keep it within track limits. 18, 19, 20 and 21 are dispatched off in the form of the second DRS zone. Another opportunity to mount and overtake, but a difficult one going into turn 22. As we head through turn 23, important not to graze too much off the curb as you might lose control. To turns 24, 25 and 26 again are fully flat out. Yet another DRS zone here to mount and overtake into the final corner. Turn 27, important to get as close to the inside wall as possible, not to touch the outside wall, not to lose control as Max Verstappen did in 2021, and hopefully that should be a very good lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit.
Well, that was a beautiful lap time by Moto there, out of 127.2 that he did, and he is one of the fastest drivers here in IRC. We have Tier-3 tonight, and well, they're not far off in qualifying, especially. So a lot of drivers to keep an eye on tonight. And well, since this is a street track, you would like. I'm definitely gonna keep keep my eyes on more of the drivers, because this is the chance for many of the mid-pack drivers to just improve on their mistakes and give their best. So the lobby is already up. The drivers are making their changes in their setups. Oh, I forgot to mention that this is the sprint week, so the format for tonight is going to be one-shot qualifying. And then followed by sprint race of about 9 laps, and then we have the 50% main race that is for about 25 laps. This is ABD 28, your commentator for tonight, and joining me tonight will be SSJ for commentating, and our streamer for tonight is Sai Tarun. Well, I do hope it looks like the drivers are leaving the session, so there's a chance that we might have a restart. This is because the format is one-shot qualifying, and in case any of the drivers have, just due to any bug, are unable to join or have lost the connection, it would be unfair for them to not being there. So yeah, we have to restart the lobby. So just give us few minutes and we shall be back. Can you mute me? I'll be back. Yeah, well, we are back and the lobby is up. So, like I said, today's commentators, this is ABD28, and we do have SSJ back with us right now. Hello, SSJ. How are you doing?
Yep. Hello to all of you. Hello to you, BD and Sai. It's good to be back in the comm box after, not just as a backup commentator, but as a main commentator of sorts. Yeah, and it's I did not. I'm not surprised, to be honest. As to how the with the lobby restart, not because this game, this track especially is a little buggy. As far as OSQ sprint race lobbies are concerned, quite disappointing that we have to sit through this whole thing again, ordeal again. But I just hope that we don't experience again. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. This game does make us really hard to enjoy the different format that the coordinators intend to. So the sprint weekend is always a bit dramatic. Or oh no, we have another person leaving the lobby. So, but anyways, we have the countdown on our screen. It's about 20 seconds, and I think this is for the drivers to choose the tire allocation, and it's probably 1 more minute for them to load the setup.
Yep. I actually hope it's what you're saying, because it shouldn't be a lobby restart once again. Deadshot got kicked out, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'm afraid we can't do anything about it. It's just the game taking us in its flow. People just have to deal with it. Also, it is quite sad that we had to choose this track, because I personally don't like it at all, because I'm a controller player. Second, I mean, even in the practice races, we saw chaos would be an understatement. Carnage, maybe. It was pure carnage, to say the least. I'm pretty sure we are in for a show right now. Not maybe. I just hope that we don't have many safety cars. In terms of safety cars, ABD, how many are you expecting though this time?
Tier-3, we always have been having minimum 3 safety cars, and of course maximum is 4. So we have seen a lot of time with 4 safety cars. So I'm expecting a comparatively clean show here, but again, this goes on how
the last place. So right now we are on board Destroyer Drag, the current tier 3 championship leader, as he makes it to through one of the trickiest, if not the trickiest section throughout this entire track. Quite easy to go off track limits here, but takes it quite cleanly, although conservatively. Looks like he also has lost out on a bit of time. Right now we're on board Swagger Turbo, who's leading the one-shot quali for now. Once again, through the second chicane, you have to be careful not to tag the wall on the left on the entry, and on the wall on the right in the exit, because it is the pursuit of getting the most out of lap time. You might tend to push your limits a little too far through the DRS zone. Although Swagger Turbo has dropped a few positions, so we are on board right now. Not an influencer. It looks like influencer and drag are just a few thousands apart of each other. Maybe a few tenths, hundreds, as we makes it through the last corner. Destroyer Drag and not influencer trading places, but it looks like it will be a close finish between these two. I don't think Swagger Turbo is not far behind, and as I suspected, 200s. It's quite a decent lap, considering it was OSQ also. Yeah,
that is a great qualifying, and unfortunate for the Deadshot. He looked really great at the start, but I think it was the AI driving, so the AI kept the lead till the first turn, and after that we just saw him go till the last. And speaking of Destroyer Track, he did fell down to P6 during sector, I think when he was in sector 2, but that was a great comeback the mid sector 2 until even the sector 3. So he made it back to the top. He gets the pole position for this OSQ, and we have 3 drivers who has invalidated their laps, and we are on our way for the sprint race.
Yeah, lap invalidation, like I said, is quite a problem here in this track, and especially with one-shot quali. Yeah, we actually honestly expected a few, at least half the grid to invalidate here, but it looks like they took it safely out of the fear of invalidation. You know, setting a lap is better than is any day better than not. Is any day better than trying to push for the best lap you can and risking an invalidation.
Yes, definitely. Especially when we have another chance like a sprint race on the board, like where you have a chance to get points as well as again you have 9 laps to get back in for the race as well. So definitely that one shot is very important, and you just cannot afford to invalidate your lap.
Talking about sprint races, we have a mixture of the sprint race actually setting the grid for the main race, as well as a chaotic track by itself. So track position will be a key here.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, track position will be a key. Will be key here, and the drivers have to take it easy here, because even the slightest bit of damage can ruin your entire race. So it's not just driving, keeping aware of the other drivers around you. It's just that you have to stay away from the walls, because the walls are quite close to some of the trickier parts of the track. So the drivers, do have a massive task at their hands.
Yes, definitely. The weather should be dry here, and they should. Most of the drivers will be prepared for that, and we are just waiting for the drivers to make the changes. There's probably about a 1 minute wait time. Make the changes in the setup for the sprint race. Set the strategy that is soft or mediums. Probably few aggressive drivers might opt for the soft ones, considering that, assuming that there will be a safety car. And of course, the fuel strategy will also come in play.
Yep. Talking of fuel strategy, the wing setup is will be quite low. Most of the drivers will be targeting a 16 or 15 front and 10 to 13 wing, unless they prioritize downforce, which I think will be followed by very few drivers here.
Right.
So in that case, the fuel, if it's the former case, then fuel consumption will be minimal, or you might actually gain fuel throughout the lap, as
Right.
we are just 6 seconds away from the race start, and ABD,
Right.
can you do the honors?
Yeah, sure. So we're waiting for the lights to be out, and the drivers are on the grid, and it's lights out, and away we go. And they should go anytime now. There we go. Finally, Destroy Drac has a good start. Not influencer, not so far behind, but there is a contact at the mid pack. Change in position. Swagger Turbo goes inside, and Ritesh already out of the session. It's already 180 degrees off, and
I think we've lost ABD there, and it's already the safety car. Yeah, Sai, if you could do us a favor and bring up the track map, please. Thank you. There we go. Oh, it's actually a VSC. So it looks like quite a few drivers. Mohan has dropped quite a few positions. Wolf Epedia has gained 4. Lean Sipper has gained 3. And throughout the rest of the grid, it doesn't look like much of position changes. As for the tires, Mamu Ka Aadmi going. The only driver in the grid here, an outlier, or a set of softs. But it looks like he's probably set if he doesn't have any damage. Can we go on board Mamu Ka Aadmi, please? I don't know. Telemetry is not running. So we don't know if he's got any damage or not. But yeah, unfortunately, we'll have to rely on the senses that the Almighty has given us. So it looks like he doesn't have any damage, and yeah. Sorry, I didn't notice at all. The VSC is out, and the drivers are back racing. So Destroyer Drag almost a second apart away from Swagger Turbo. Looks like the grid is quite fairly separated considering it's only lap one. Archit only, although it looks like they're only driver close to each other. And I see Uday Agarwal has dropped quite a few positions, and he's sitting dead last right now. Probably got spun out by someone. In the meantime, the packs have separated a little bit from P1 to P7, and then another pack from P8 till P11, and there's another yellow flag, and it can't really see from the track map here. I don't know if there are any position changes, but it looks like someone spun out of turn 2. Ace Scoop in the meantime, don't know. I think he's got a bit of damage. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any damage. So he's although has lost a few positions, as we saw Satvik Reddy just running off the track there. Although if he did, that's a horse. Oh no, what is that horse doing? Well, the horse is going really slowly. For some odd reason, doesn't look like he has got any damage. Almost took out the cars approaching behind him, the Williams of Satvik and Ferrari of Uday. And looks like Deadshot and Wolf Imperia are trading positions. And I think we have ABD back here in the comm box. Yep, it was quite a chaotic ESC restart here, ABD.
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, I did miss out because the power went out. But I am back, and we see yellow flag, and it's Mr. Raut who has lost multiple positions and is already at the back.
Yep, I think it's AQK and I'm sorry to cut off. AQK and Lean Sipper look to be quite close there for a second. Can we go on board them? And Not an Influencer and Swagger Turbo are also trading places. Oh, they're fighting through turn 2. Swagger Turbo still keeping it around the outside. Although he looks to be ahead, he's probably got the advantage for the next corner. And he's got contact. Not Influencer's got contact. Barely manages to keep it away from the walls. And E-Dog has had to make a very last-minute evasive maneuver to keep him also out the walls. That was quite a tense situation there.
It was, but it was really great from Not an Influencer side to keep the car alive. I would say sector 1 yellow flags we have. It looks like it's a half. Can we have the tire? Yes, we can. And it's Mamu who is taking the aggressive strategy with the soft that he's on. And I think we can disable it as of now for the sprint race. And we are on Swagger. We are on good speed. It looks like Mercedes are doing really well. Of course, the qualifying was good from Swagger Turbo side. For the Mercedes, and Destroyer Drag is doing good to keep the lead, and he's already about 2.7 seconds away from the P2.
Yep, it looks like one of the biggest gainers here is the Mercedes of Goodis Bacon. Although, it looks like team orders are in effect here. And maybe not, because Swagger Turbo is kind of fighting this one out. But maybe realized that that's a Williams of E-Dog coming close to them, and Swagger Turbo does have DRS. Also, he goes for a double overtake. He's got both of the Mercedes drivers napping, and he just makes quick work out of the both of them. That is a mighty move there, taking two cars in one straight.
Just to remind everyone here, we are on equal performance, but that was unreal. That was unreal from E-Dog there. The beautiful move, beautiful turning, everything was just so good.
It's sort of reminiscent of how Max Verstappen over George Russell in the Iron Saudi GP, just breezing past them, except it's a back marker car for a change. It's a Williams overtaking the Mercedes. So, yep. Slight changes, potato. Who knows? That's Swagger Turbo pushing it quite close. That's a very bad exit that he's had. And both of them going wheel to wheel again. Swagger Turbo's controller inputs not really helping Not an Influencer, although he manages to overtake him somehow. Yep, that's a lot of desync from Good as Bacon. He is showing some of those salsa moves, driving. Oh, that was a very late block. But yeah, Notable Influencer is keeping it quite clean, keeping it quite safe.
He was spamming his ERS all that he had throughout that sector, and he still is. He definitely wants that position back, and which he has for this moment. But the DRS is with Cody Bacon, and as we go into turn 1, it is not an influencer going a bit wide, but he is making that apex definitely, both of them side by side, very clean so far. But the move is not done yet, and they both are still side by side to turn 4 and 5, and Good as Bacon has to back out, and non-influencer gets a position, gets a move done.
Oh, what a spectacle, and Good as Bacon almost spinning his car, was completely sideways going out of that right-hander. And yes, indeed, it is quite, it's a very clean battle. These drivers, at least in the top 10, are showing us right now. Lean Sipper attempting to go for a move on Sandeep Maridu, I think. But yeah, thinks again and backs out of it. This pack of drivers. Oh, that's a slow. That's the Haas of Slow Red going slow, and there's AKQ and Lean Sipper going side by side. AKQ has the inside and is completely out of ERS. Looks like, he's made a mess out of it. Probably will have to regen some of that battery to come back, and what a send there from Mohan.
That's Mohan capitalizing the mistake of AKQ, gets the position. He's up to P9, one position away from into the points. AKQ's one mistake has cost him 2 positions. He's already down to P10 with no ERS in his bank, and sector 2 we have yellow flags. Looks like it's the Alpha Tauri, but it is yellow flags throughout. Is it a VSC or it's a safety car?
I think it's a full safety car.
Flag. Yes, yeah. I can see a yellow dot coming out. Yes.
Can we go on to the Red Bull of Mamu, please, as soon as possible? I think we couldn't catch it on time. There we go. So yeah, it is a full safety car, and AKQ's got a 5-second penalty for collision with Mohan. So yeah. Very few drivers actually here with penalties, just 3. And yeah, we can see Wolf Imperia, Jinan. I think Sai, if he can bring up the tire data also. Just go back a little. Go back once again. This would do. Just. Yeah, we couldn't see if the drivers were pitting or not, so it looks like just 2 or 3 drivers have pit so far. Destroyer Drag, strangely enough, is 5 seconds ahead of E-Dog. I'm not sure how that gap came up.
Well, it did happen when it was a 3v battle at the 2 Mercedes and E-Dog. I did see that the delta at that point was like 4.2 seconds, but again, so that basically tells us that Drac was pulling away even after that happened.
Looks like the Red Bulls have switched places. Mamu just formed up a massive gap to the drivers in front of him, and Mohan, he just breezed past him. So maybe team orders. Although it's not legal, of course. Maybe they're just unaware of it.
And the time penalty is definitely going to cost these drivers. You just cannot afford this in the sprint race, especially when it's just 9 laps. And the thing that is going to cost them is the position that they're going to end up. It's basically the qualifying. It's basically the grid penalty they're going to get. They're going to lose. So it's probably 2 laps of racing is what we should have, and the safety car should be in this lap, which means we'll have 2 laps of racing.
I see a winglet flying in the background. Oh no, I don't know who that was. Sai, can we go back to the game ASAP, please? I couldn't see it, unfortunately. I think that's the Williams.
We do not have the IRC telemetry.
Yeah, the IRC telemetry looks to be down. We cannot fix it right now, unfortunately. So yeah, if once our streamer goes back to the game, we could maybe look at the position delta to see if to see which drivers are the biggest gainers and the biggest losers. So it looks like E-Dog has gained 2 positions. On the two Mercedes, of course, with that double overtake. Not an influencer in P3. Both the Swag Turbo has dropped on 2 positions. So, in terms of position delta, not much change, except for all the way at the back, of course, with Uday and Satvik, who invalidated their OSQs. So, yeah, the safety car is about to go in, destroy track, calming down the field quite literally, just weaving and trying to get as much temperature as he can into his tires. And it looks like he's taken off. Yeah, he has taken off. He's spamming the ERS, just 2 laps of racing left. E-Dog also tried to give him chase, but he is quite far behind Destroy Track. That he's just got to keep it calm for another 2 laps. And yeah, that front row is sorted for him. Good as bacon and Swagger Turbo are getting quite close to each other. It looks like there are no team orders between these two. All going all guns blazing, and that's not influencer getting quite close to that Williams. Aston Martin has flown off completely. It's almost 1.5 seconds away from Williams.
Yeah, that is a great race restart. And just as we see, that is Mamu and Slovy Red, a bit of contact between both of them, and Mamu sends it down the inside to get the position. He's up to P11 as of now, and we see some position change between Wolf Interior and Satvik Reddy. They are almost side by side in the
Yeah, ABD, we cannot hear you. I think you've dropped your mic there. Yes, indeed, it was quite a heart-stopping moment. Satvik, I don't know, was it Satvik that just lost his swing there, or was it?
Yes, it was Satvik Reddy.
Satvik went for an unnecessary send there. Although E-Dog has outbraked himself. Will probably, both of them. Although it's not, E-Dog has a little bit more ERS, but I don't think it might be enough. He just has to keep it calm for this last lap. He will get another opportunity as it goes. Looks like I think that was AKQ going a little wide, but not Influencer and E-Dog have switched positions. Influencer jumps into P2. E-Dog although has to fend off good as bacon. The Mercedes is hot on his tails. Has got a lot of pace in him, and he is also quite far off from Swagger Turbo. But it looks like he's not had a good exit out of that challenging S section. Destroy Track again. He's probably turn on his nitrous or something, because he's gained another second on these drivers.
Yeah, well, we are into the final few sectors of this race. Yeah, we are into sector 2, and Destroy Track kept dominating through this sprint race, but non-influencer and E-Dog have done really good to make their way up to these positions, but Swagger Turbo unfortunately has lost 2 to 3 positions from where he had qualified, and Sandeep Maridu is able to hold his position, that is P6.
Sandeep is gaining on Swagger. I think he's completely out of ERS. Swagger goes very defensive, manages to get his car stopped on time to car off that inside, and Destroyer Track takes away the win for the sprint race of for Saudi GP in F122, followed by Swagger, who's strangely Swagger Turbo beat Sandeep Maridu by just 700s. And it looks like because of the penalties, some of the drivers have dropped quite a few positions. Mamuka Admi, my God, 200s, just 200s behind Archit. Although Archit did have, I think, a time penalty. So yeah, another position, a few positions dropped by him as well. Not Influencer. I think he started in the top 3, finished in the top 3. E-Dog as well, what a race from him, gaining 2 positions during the middle of the race, but then dropped down to Influencer, who had a lot of pace in him. Both the Mercedes finished P4 and P5, and I think there was a Red Bull in P6.
Yes, it was Sandeep Maridu in P6 who had the same position in university as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was Sandeep Maridu. It was a Ferrari, not a Red Bull. Yep, and then I think our race director has glitched out again. Just another one of the 1,000 glitches that this game has got. So yep, Lean Sipper finished P7. I think Mohan finished P8 and Mamu finished P9, P10. Yeah, I don't remember really at this point. But yeah, I think we can just wait for the main race to start and we can look at the race director once again. So ABD, what were your thoughts on this race after, in spite of, you missing out the first few laps? You did see a lot of action in the remaining laps.
Yeah, well, like I, suspected or believed in these drivers that, normally we used to have, even in the sprint race also, we had, two safety cars. And especially the start of the race was comparatively good here. And we had the safety car in lap 7, lap 6, somewhere around that. So that just shows that the race start wasn't the part where, drivers weren't aware or, clean, I would say. But then again, there was one terminal damage that is of Ritesh. That looked
Yep.
nasty.
It'll be a drive of redemption, a drive for redemption here for Ritesh, because he is one of the more consistent drivers, finishing almost every time in the top 5 in the races that we've had so far. He's got a lot of pace in him. Just that this time luck has not been on his side. And yeah, got taken out in the very first lap itself. Although looks like Ritesh has just joined the session. I don't know if he left just now or maybe got kicked out of the lobby because of desync. But yeah, he's back for this race. And I don't know if just because of this, whether he'll be able to load in his setup. I just hope that he had already done so during the race. I mean, during either the sprint or the quali itself. Yep. I've had personal experience of getting taken out in the race start itself in the previous seasons. So yeah, I know how it feels, my man. But don't worry. Unlike me, you have a second chance. So yeah, just make the best out of what you've been given, man.
Well, definitely. We definitely needs that luck tonight because from P20 to P1 or even the podium is definitely going to be tough task, but not impossible, I'll say. Of course, the strategy will come in play.
Yep. I think also Ritesh also is fighting for either the constructors or the drivers championship. If I could just take a quick look at the. Oh, never mind. Ritesh is. I mean, yeah, maybe you can say because Ritesh is just 30 points behind Destroyer Track, who's currently leading the championship. His team also, his team is Alfa Romeo is 100. It's more than 100 points off from the team in P1, which is once again Aston Martin. Destroyed Track. Shukumar, who out of in a strange move has completely left our server. Did not explain his reasons or anything. So he's sitting in P2 right now, followed by not an influencer who's just 2 points away from him in P3. Although that gap will be shortened, provided he finishes ahead of P13, I think. EP10, I think that's E-Dog, who is currently in P4, who is also 2 points away from not an influencer. Ritesh with 111 points in P5. Jinan's just shy of the 100-point mark. sitting in with 91 points in P6. Yep, and that's just
We have the race director back out of suddenly nowhere. It has popped up. So yeah, but the results have been got.
yeah. This is a glitch once again. I think
Right. The time interval is scaring me off a bit. I'm not sure if I should be okay. Maybe have the 30 seconds timer, and just as we had that, Lean Super has left the session. So I don't think his car will be in under his control. It's probably gonna be boosted.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that, according to our rules, your car cannot, drive in ghosted mode because your car gains an unfair advantage in the race start. But let's just hope that the lobby is, the streamer is his POV is glitched.
Oh
but
no, is
let's
he glitched out?
Yep, let's just make the best out of what we can. It looks like, look at that Williams fleet zipper. I think has gained a rocket start in the very here itself. And what just happened? Did you leave?
You have black screen and the driver settings locked up. Okay.
Strange enough indeed. So that we can say that we can be sure now that the telemetry is running. I think Sai is just exiting the lobby and rejoining again.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep. So quite unfortunate that we won't get to see the race start here. Although I'm pretty sure, from what we saw in that brief window, the left side of that screen, we saw that Williams getting a rocket launch, probably turned on his Hisoyam cheat or something, and we don't know. But yeah, I don't know if whether it was Lean Zipper or EP10, but either of them is going to get a time penalty for sure because of that.
Yeah, well, if it was AI start, as per our guideline or rule book is what I could say. If the driver, when he joins back, when he takes the control of the car, when he notices that he has gained X number of positions, if he is able to give it back, then there shouldn't be any time penalty on him. But that is basically what the stewards expect the driver to do when they gain unfair advantage.
Well, I just learned that Lean Zipper got kicked out of the session because he couldn't connect back on time. According to our rule book, it says that if the driver goes into AI mode or leaves on purpose during the race start, they will they will get it's a straightaway disqualification from the race. But if they show proof that it was out of their control, then they will get away with a time penalty. At least it's something better than getting disqualified entirely for no fault of your own.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Sai is just loading into the lobby. We'll have to wait for a few minutes before he's in there, and we can get back to racing. And just as we speak, we are in. I think. Sai is in.
Loading.
Yep, go ahead, ABD.
Yeah, we are loading into the lobby, and as soon as we do, hopefully we have the positions subtracted map enabled. And we can see Ritesh has joined. So it looked like even he got disconnected somewhere between where we have left the session. We have the driver's names popped up on our screen, which we were discussing about. Destroy Drag is up with 142 points. Lean Super 68, Mohan 69. Swagger Turbo, not much points, but you have you're back. And it looks like it's yellow flags here in this sector.
Can we quickly bring up the track map, please? It is yellow flag conditions, and I think it's a VSC. Is it a VSC?
Yeah, as I cannot see the yellow dot, the yellow safety car, it has to be a VSC. And Yeah, as you can see on the screen as well, it's a VSC confirmed. Destroyer Rack was started on hards. I would say uh, that's a, that's not an ideal strategy. I'll say the ideal strategy, but yeah, the ideal strategy is here start on medium and then move hard. But of course, he has the pace. So if he is starting on hard, then he is definitely going to finish on the fastest stage. This has to. Oh, and that's a drive through for Archit
Oh
and speeding
no.
under VSC. And that's a the McLaren almost losing it. Uh,
That was
he
Archit.
almost lagged. Okay, let's see. So that's Sandeep and Archit going side by.
Oh, what was that? Ritesh is trying to both kissing each other in the middle of that hairpin, and both of the drivers aren't been taken out of the race. That is, it's a massive disappointment for Ritesh, who was set for a comeback drive, and also Archit, who was, I think, in the top 10, but just 4 laps and he's completely out. Although, fortunately, there are no safety cars. And lead sipper is already going into the pits just after 4 laps. So, yep, maybe had saved himself from getting damaged for all the first 4 laps, but then, yeah, unfortunately accumulated something. Not an influencer and Destroyer Drag fighting for that second position, keeping it quite close to each other. Although it looks like influencer is gaining on him, just get 2 tenths out of that series of corners. He's keeping it hot on his heels. In the meantime, Good as Bacon also still fighting with Swagger. Yeah, but it looks like Swagger has gained 2 positions and switched positions actually with E-Dog. Because E-Dog has dropped 2 and Swagger has gained 2. Uday Agarwal, what a man, has gained 6 positions and is sitting in P6. And Satwik Reddy, P8. My God, I think he started almost last in this race. So, yep, what a drive he's put on so far. And it looks like Good as Bacon is closing in on Swagger. And yeah, they have changed positions. Sandeep Maridu is for some reason going slowly. Is he out of fuel?
No, that's not possible. The minimum fuel here would be like 22 laps. So I'm guessing it was the pit limiter, but I don't think you can enable it randomly anywhere. That was weird for sure, and he does have lime green wing damage on him, and he has lost about 11 positions. We did see him finish on P6. And just as we speak, Good as Bacon has got the position from Swagger Turbo, and Swagger Turbo has dropped down to P4 as of now. Non-influencer catching up to Destroyer Rack, and probably he has to wait for the DRS to be enabled, and then the move can be done. Both of them are on the same tire stint, that is the hard. So that is some pace shown from non-influencer in the main race. That is good to watch.
Yep. So far, they're keeping up the status quo, but yeah, DRS has been enabled actually. Non-influencer going really close to the wall there. His tires are almost kissing that concrete. But it looks, it looks like Destroyer Rack is running a low wing setup, because in spite of influencer having his DRS on, he's not gaining much on that Aston Martin in front of him. As you can see here, look at that. The gap is kind of remaining the same. So, quite... okay, so that was a bit of desync. Non-influencer has to, make the most out of it in the corners, and in probably maybe a sector 1, arguably. Has to get a good exit in order to, gain an get ahead of him.
Yeah, well, so by this means, once non-influencer is out of DRS, and that is probably it for him, then Rack can, easily fly away. So yeah, non-influencer has to do anything and everything just to be within his DRS for maximum number of laps, and probably wait for Destroyer Track to make a mistake, and that was close on the curb there.
Yeah, I think he got a warning there. Yeah, he actually went off track. Yep, I agree with what you said there, ABD. That's a slow-moving car of Sandeep Maridu once again. This time he has completely donated his wing, and although he doesn't have to worry about going slow because he is lapped by nearly everyone from P1 to P4, P3, yeah, P4. Now it's P4. So yep, not a good race for him. Sandeep Maridu, the Ferrari driver. But let's just go back to the top pack. It looks like influencer is gaining on him once again. Just narrows down the gap to barely a tenth, but yeah, it looks like he's still holding on to his position.
Why do we have blue flags here in our
Yep,
nation?
that was Sandeep once again.
Okay. Well, that was purple factor from non-influencer. It looked like that, but he is closing in the gap. If you can just maintain this and just wait, keep the pressure on Drag for sure. He is running out of ERS. Drag seems to have the pressure on him because you can see that's 44%. That's a retirement in pits. Okay. So that is Sandeep Maridu ending his himself in the pit lane. So it's a yellow flag in sector 2, but it's all fine because it's in the pits.
Yep. Usually, what happens is even after retiring in the pits, the car just casually strolls out of the pit lane in spite of technically going out of the race. It has happened a few times, but fortunately for him, this time, yeah, the game decided to spare him of the headache. Even in that situation, the car is not ghosted. It's just driving really slowly in a portion of the track, and it's just a hazard to every other car in the grid. Oof! Wow, they using control inputs, and Mamu and Uday are squaring off once again. I did not see that. It was the Red Bull of Mamu car going behind him. These two drivers have squared off quite a few times in the past, and most of their battles have not been clean enough, and that is Swagger Turbo DNFing, and that's a safety car. If that car was not ghosted, that is a red wing. The red wing for Uday. Mamuka Azmi has brake checked him, and I wouldn't say brake checked, but I don't know. Mamu was going into the pits, and Uday was following him behind. Mamu braked suddenly, and Uday probably did not expect him to brake so hard, and he's also got a 5-second penalty. Oh, he's going to be livid, absolutely livid. Oh.
Well, lot of stuff happening there. Uday has to replace his wing, and of course, he did serve the 5-second time penalty. So he is definitely has lost time, and even so did Mohan, who got 5 seconds time penalty just then, and he was right behind Mamu. So that he's also going to lose some time, because they have the Red Bulls have double stack. Looks like Mohan is.
I wonder what it is actually with Red Bulls and brake checking in Saudi. Whew. Well, yeah, it's not a brake check, of course. I'm just saying it to create drama here. Mamu was also going into the pits because he was running on. Oh, he was. Was he? I don't know what tire was he running on. I think it was hards because he's put on a pair of mediums. So quite a strange choice from him because I don't think the mediums will take him all the way to the end from here. He was on softs apparently. Thank you for that, Sai. It was maybe if he goes into tire conservation mode, he could carry it to the end of the race and destroy a track. Also destroys his race completely with that 5-second time.
And surprisingly, not an influencer deciding to keep out. So that is a lot of drivers getting 5-6 time penalty. Snowy Red joins the club, and he is also another driver to get the 5-second time penalty, speeding in pit lanes. I think what Mamu's strategy is, it's probably SMS by looks like it. So he should be pitting for mediums probably after like 10 laps.
There's so many drivers getting a 5-second time penalty into the pit lane, which has a well-warranted reason, because the track limits in the entry of the pit lane as well as the exit are quite sketchy. Even if you keep at least one wheel inside of the white lines into the entry or the exit, the game still decides to give you a time penalty. It's a 3-second time penalty when you're exiting, and a 5-second, for overspeeding when you enter it. So yeah, if the drivers have proof that it was actually the game and not their own mistake, maybe they could have it removed by the end. Yep. So yep, it's not. It's just one of the other 1,000 glitches that this game has got, and one of the other 100 glitches that this track itself has. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't have many good things to say about Jeddah Corniche. Although it was quite a pleasant track back in the old game. Let's just hope it gets improved. All the bugs have been properly tested, diagnosed, and gotten rid of for F1 23. I mean, if you can just
really
take
fun.
away the com box for 2 minutes, I will be right back. Just
Yeah, sure, I got
emergency to
this.
attend to.
Sure, not a problem. It was really fun to drive in 2021, and that is what I was recalling when I said the Tier 3 drivers were, comparatively clean. And speaking of the safety car that came out right now, if you see at the positions, Destroyed Rack was P1, Non-Influencer was P2, and now Destroyed Rack, despite pitting. Now the question is, the one question is that if whether or not he can make it till the end. That is a separate question. And the other thing is, that despite him pitting, changing the tires, he's just dropped down to P3, and I think he will definitely take that. And I think even not an influencer should have fitted maybe, but again, this all comes down to the first question that I had, whether or not Destroyer Drag can make it till the end of the race. And even Mamuk Admi has gained a good amount of positions in this last few laps. He's also up to P5. Just behind him is Chloe Red, and Satvik was on the charge from the start. He did gain 8 positions when we had seen, and now he's already up by 10 positions. So from where he had started, he's up to P7. And Mr. Raut out of nowhere is up by 11 positions, and he's up to P8. I'm assuming that the drivers between, P9 to P16 had fitted in between, and these guys decided not to fit. And yeah, I was right. Mr. Raut was the only driver deciding not to pit. Apart from him, everyone did, and that is probably why he's here afternoonly. And 1 or 2 drivers are still left to join. It is one driver that is AKQ, who is about 30 seconds behind. So if this is not the third lap under safety car, then we're definitely going to have one more lap of safety car, because the drivers have not joined. But if this is the third lap, then this should be it. And yes, it is the third lap, and the safety car is going to be in this lap with or without all the drivers. And it is not an influencer getting the chance to lead the pack. And yeah, we can see a few of the drivers are almost side by side. They're going to go in the zigzag manner, and probably late notification for him to slow down, but non-influencer has gone, and the ERS pump is already up from him. E-Dog and yellow flag already in sector 3, even though they have not crossed the finish line. Mr. Raut and Lane-Sipper. Mr. Raut closing the door. He closed the door for Lane-Sipper. Lane-Sipper almost had the time to back out, and which he did. And there is Uday, who has spun, but luckily does not have any damage. Drops down to the final position, the last position. The P16. Good is Bacon able to hold P4. Even Mamo and Snowy Red. These guys should be happy that is, and there's some position change in between. Lane-Sipper is back. Mr. Raut not able to defend, and he loses position to Gina as well. And now Mr. Raut and Gina are battling for that position. What am I looking at? Rear-ended Gina and almost scored him. But however, from what we are seeing, Jinan is ahead, and Mr. Rao just cut the corner. It looked like that, and Mr. Rao has dropped down to 311, and we are on board. Destroyer Drac, who is charging with those fresh mediums that he had boxed for, and Enoch with the 10-lap-old mediums is under pressure. He are spam from Destroyer Drac, probably looking to get the position just before the final turn, that is the turn 27. And yes, he gets the move done. Beautiful driving from both of them, good awareness of each other, and Destroyer Drac gets the position for now. And Koushik Tummala is not far behind. He is also the one of the drivers to capitalize. These two fighting. He's very close. It's probably he has to wait for the DRS to be enabled, and then he can also join these three guys fighting. And it's quite a few drivers going side by side in turn 4, 5, and Koushik Tummala is with the dirty 8 here is very, very much problematic. And well, I gotta give it to Koushik Tummala, who is within 0.2 to 0.3 seconds here, and he's doing comparatively good. At least till now, he has done really well. And speaking of which, Gina has got 3 seconds time penalty for extended track limits, and that is going to cost him some positions in the end. And now Influencer has the heat from Destroyer Drac, who is on pressure mediums. Good is taken again on the charge of the E-Dog. E-Dog decided not to pit for some reason. Despite starting on the mediums, I wouldn't think that was a good idea, because now the pit window has opened. As soon as the safety car went in, the pit window was open for him. And so, yeah, that just says that it wasn't the ideal move. But however, E-Dog has to stay out probably for 2 to 3 laps to make this as an ideal strategy. And well, the DRS should be enabled in this lap, I guess, or this one more lap. Yeah, it's going to be one more lap until the DRS is going to be enabled, and it is Jinan and Mohan going side by side. Jinan with the not fresh, but faster tires. That, of course, it's 10 laps old, so I guess the age is it's already out of their peak time, but but he did definitely give a good fight to him.
Yep, I'm back, and thank you, ABD, for carrying the mic for the brief moment that I was gone. Although it didn't look like it was brief, because I think I missed out on quite a bit. Excuse me for that. Quite a few position changes, I think, here. Satvik, I think there was there a VSC or a safety car there by the time I was gone?
It was a safety car restart. We were under safety car when we left, but after that it was all clean, at least so far. And it's going good. There were a couple of positions changing between E-Dog, Destroyer Drac, and even Lean Super. Mr. Rao has fell back because he decided to pit. And we have yellow flags in sector 1, 2, that is the Alpha Tauri, and just as we speak, it is Mr. Rao on the pressure hards.
Probably does not have enough temperature on his tires and just spun out, or maybe mounted a curb, that exit curb, in the wrong way. But it looks like Koushik Tummala is still hot on E-Dog's tails with that fresh set of mediums, and E-Dog is not given much of a fight to that Mercedes. Probably knows that he's got considerably more pace than him. That the 13-lap old mediums are not helping him much. And speaking of old tires, look at Not an Influencer, third on 13-lap old hards, still gearing on Destroyer Drac, who's got fresh mediums. So
that's the most surprising thing, I would say, because in the first few laps it was Destroyer Drac, despite him having DRS and even spamming ERS, they both were almost equal when both of them were on hards. But now it looks like the hardest stint is working out, and since it's this 13-lap old, it's probably within in the good part. It is where probably after lap 15 where they lose lap times.
Well, the hards on the first stint are usually quite tricky to handle. As the lap count gets higher, the tire wear gets higher, and in spite of having lesser fuel load, and then we have another yellow flag in the back. That was Ace's scoop. Luckily, does not have any damage. Yep, it's the chicane that got him out. So quite unfortunate. And well, that was quite a few more position changes. As I think Mohan and I think Lean Sipper are going side by side, and yes, they are. Mohan's got the DRS and has made an easy move off that Williams. Lean Sipper goes for things about going for a late send, but thanks once again, and backs out of it. Maybe wants to is planning to live another day and fight once again. Although he actually has older tires. Just 4 laps older tires.
Well, E-Dog's decision to not pit is going to cost him, I would say, more positions, because it looks like a lot of drivers are good to go till the end of the race. Apart from him and non-influencer is losing time as of now, and just as we speak, he is. Destroy Track is within the DRS of non-influencer, so the catching up is almost done, and it will automatically be done. Probably the position change might happen at the start-finish line. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see. They are 6 steps away.
I don't think we have to wait for a position change there, because I think P8 and P7. Okay, well, P8 and P7 are switching positions. Mohan and I think Swatvik has given way to his teammate. Or is that his teammate? I don't know the
no, it's not his teammate.
Influencer. I think
Alpine versus Williams.
Has he gone to the pitch? Sorry, there has been a position change in the top 2, as Destroy Track has made a little effort of not an influencer. Yep, I think he at this point is just waiting for a safety car. I think it should be quite obvious to anybody watching. To everybody watching the stream, and I think I could say the same for the likes of E-Dog, Gina, and Lean Sipper. Especially E-Dog and not an influencer, because they haven't pitted even once, right from the start of the race. Meanwhile, the other drivers, all of them have pitted. Satvik Reddy goes both on a sort of set of fresh softs. I don't know what is the reasoning behind that decision, but we wish you all the best, buddy. You can do it.
From my side as well, I hope he does it, because it is still 9 laps to go, and those softs are. I highly doubt if they go.
Sorry, Amy, to cut you off there. Yeah, those fresh softs are working very well. As you can see, Satvik just acing that last section, and Mr. Raut has had another moment. Parked in the middle of the track, does a donut for the fans to witness, and finally managed to straighten out his car. Lucky there not to bring out a safety car. That was close. Sorry to cut you off, ABD. Please go ahead.
And non-influencer is almost out of the DRS of Destroy Track. However, he has to pit, so he is going to lose some positions unless and until there is the safety car around now. Non-influencer is going to lose some good positions, that are probably about 10 positions, and we do have yellow flags in sector 2. It looks like it's fine for now, but we do have it again.
Mr. Roth has retired on track.
He has red wings and he decides to retire on track, so that is caught on cam and report as well. And I hope that this is not for a safety car, and it doesn't, so we are good to go. And let's go on board non-influencer, who has DRS now, but is out of DRS probably for the next one, and he has to do some catching.
He just barely managed to get into DRS there, like probably a few hundreds. That's as he got to finish the DRS detection zone. So
and there is some position change between Gina and Lean Sipper, who are still fighting. We did see some action between them, and now there is Another position change between Lean Super and Wolf Imperia. So it's a three-way battle for the P8. Jinan holding the inside. Lean Super goes outside, around the outside, and he's already got the position into the final, before the final turn. And that is insane grip from Lean Super. But however, I'll tell you what, Jinan has the TRS, so Jinan gets a position back with that advantage. Lean Zipper has to, for a moment, probably decided to send it inside, but he is very far off. And Wolf Imperia waiting for for the battle to sort it out, probably waiting for them to make a mistake. He is definitely keeping the pressure on these two, and the battle is still on as all the three drivers are on with a 3-second time penalty. So it's all a matter of track position.
This particular section is catching up so many drivers. Yep. Sai has been disconnected from the session.
Sorry if you can rejoin, and it's probably going to take us about 2 minutes to join back. We were in lap 18 and the action will not be over till we join back. Just give us 2 minutes.
Yep, that, as I was saying earlier, that section has caught out quite a few of our drivers. It is one of the worst sections in the entire F1 calendar. Not many S sections there to give a tough, give a fight for it, because one, it is a zone where there if you even mount that curb in slightly the wrongest way, and it's a very fine margin at that. If you mount it, it's either a spin or a DNF. And let's say you survive the curb, you have that curb on the track limits on the left side. And yeah, most drivers do will get a warning, or to at least even the cleanest of the drivers here, I am expecting that they would get a warning or even a penalty there. And to finish it off, we have that the left-hander in the end, where it is quite once again quite easy to go off track there and get a penalty. Yeah, and sometimes it's just straight away like 2-3 warnings, because you tend to cut off quite a major portion of the track there.
Yeah, definitely. And well, we did see a lot of drivers. Almost all the drivers had like about at least a 3 seconds time penalty, and the time penalty is going to kick in. Positions are going to be swapped, and I think as of now we have about 14 drivers on track, at least till lap 18. That was the scenario, and given that all of them finish, all of them will be in points.
Yeah, one of the it's a race of attrition. Whoever people just have to make sure that they survive. Yep. So far, even our streamer has been killed from the stream. So yeah, and even I think the drivers have an even tougher job cut out for them. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
probably in a minute or so we should be back in the lobby, and once we are, Sai, please remember to switch into the game screen. Thank you.
Our streamer is facing a tough time trying to rejoin this race, and yeah, there we go. What happened? Oh yeah, there we go. So we're finally back. I think maybe a few more seconds to go before the lobby loads in. And we already have one driver leaving from the session, Satvik Reddy. I don't know, maybe we'll have to wait and see until the game loads in. And yep, there's the black screen that we were all waiting for. And no, Satvik Reddy has DNF from this race. I had my suspicions, and they turned out to be true. And that's another yellow flag for, I think, Aces Scoop. And Aces Scoop has retired from the session. And will that be a safety car? I don't think so. It's a retirement on track. His car is moving once again.
Oh, caught on cam, another person.
Two drivers today retiring on track. Yeah, I think people are just fed up of this circuit in this game.
But then again, that does not warrant on retirement on track, and we do have the strict policy on this. We do not encourage drivers to retire on track because this can, involve in triggering a safety car at any point.
And also, let's not forget, we are in the last 4 laps of this race, and the influencer has still not made his pit stop. He's starting on 20 lap older hearts.
Oh my god.
He's got to stop somewhere or the other. He's expecting, let's just, I know, in a way, it's rotten luck for him as he now taps the wall there, and luckily he does not get any damage. So, yeah, back on not an influencer's topic. We've had so many drivers retiring from the race, and not a single safety car which favored not an influencer. So at this point he must be ruining his luck, praying to all the racing gods that he can think of, all the names that he can muster up, and he goes into the pits. Let's just hope he doesn't get a 5-second time penalty. Yep, thank God for that.
Good to go.
So that's quite unfortunate for him, as good as bacon. He will be losing quite a few positions, although I think if we can get a look at the penalty situation, we know, so most drivers in front of him have got time penalties. Mamu Ka Admi approaching from behind him with all those, heated up mediums. Not an influencer, although a superior tire in terms of grip, will have a tough time here as he makes his way past a disconnected
Slowy red.
Yep.
He's definitely going to lose some crucial positions just in the final few laps, and that's Mamu going wide off the track limits. Non-influencer has come out P4, and which isn't bad because given that Mohan has 8 seconds time penalty, he is within the podium as of now, and there is some position changes, and that is Slowy Red AI. He gets the control, he's back in the race, and that was him tapping the wall there, and he has some work to do with just 3 laps remaining.
Jinan also has to be really careful there, because I think Slowy Red is actually living up to his name and going quite slowly. So any erratic moments that Aston Martin has to take care of. Otherwise it's just race over for him, as Mamu Ka Admi tries to squeeze that house into the wall, but that was sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
Mamu slowed down to get the DRS, but he does not have enough ERS to get the position back, because that was a good variation in pace between both the cars. And we can see Slowy Red already off, and he has a decent amount in his it was about 40% ERS difference, and the Mamo is on 15 lap hold medium, so I'm guessing he does not have enough grip to
no grip at all, no grip whatsoever. And Gina behind him, look at that. 20 lap hold mediums. That's all, my friend. You're acing that Sergio Perez simulator.
I'm not sure if he will be able to finish it, but of course we'll keep an eye on him. I don't think he will pit either. So that's an interesting thing to see. And Mamu is comfortably in P5, assuming that the time penalty is, I think Slowy Red has 5 seconds time penalty. So yeah, Mamu should be he will be trying to be within that frame to get the position, to get that P5.
At this point, I think it is best. It's the best thing for him to stay behind Slowy Red within his DRS, because he is not gaining any. He's not gonna get too close to. And I think Uday's got he's lost a winglet. The
left wing.
The left winglet. So he's going to be really slow. And Mamu has to. He's just got to stay focused on finishing. Sticking to Slowy Red, just getting that keeping within that DRS. because I don't think he's gonna catch up to Not an Influencer, who's obviously on fresh softs. Sai, if we can, the penalty situation, the penalty detail is not up there yet. Yep, there we go. So Mamu Ka Aadmi, he's I think he's just actually if he manages to overtake, gain some time on slow red, he's got to stay within that 8-second window to.
No, that's far off. I think.
No, I think he's
okay.
I think he is actually.
He's close.
7. Yeah,
but he definitely has to get this move done. He's about 1.2 seconds off. Yeah, off.
Yeah, but he's like you said, ABD. Yes, indeed, he is 1.2 seconds off. So he's just got to keep it all together and gain that gain that time to him. He's just barely got to gain a second turn, but it doesn't look like going to happen because he's making so many mistakes and he's losing time to slow it also. So he's just got one more lap left, and Destroyer Track has crossed the line and is making its way through to turn 3, I think, heading through that left-hander, although has got 5 seconds of time penalties. Goodest Bacon, on the other hand, does not have any, and just 8/10 away from that win. Mohan, in the meantime, 6 seconds behind Goodest Bacon himself, has got 8 seconds of time penalty. So I don't think he'll be finishing that podium today. Not an Influencer in P4 is comfortably seated for a P3 finish, or probably will he will be in P3. Slowy Red with a 5-second time penalty, provided the status quo remains, will drop his position to I think P8 or 9. Mamu Ka Aadmi will be finishing P5. J9 again. So many drivers with penalties here. Just
makes us use the calculator every time. Yeah. Goodies Bacon is running out of time. He just has the final sector to gain about 1 sector to get this win, but it is a good drive from his side. He has done pretty much what he can, and he, by looks like it, he will be a second off from that victory. And that is Destroyer Drac making the final turn here in Jeddah, getting the checkered flag and the win. For tonight, for this week, the round 10, and he gets the maximum points for tonight and extends his lead in the WDC. Goodies Bacon finishing P2. Mohan with 8 seconds time penalty gets P8, and that
he gets another 5-second time penalty.
And Slowy Red gets P5 as of now, and Mohan has crashed. Crossed the line, sorry. And Mamu Ka Aadmi gets P5. Jinan is 4/10 off Slowy Red, so that is sub-defending from Mamu. I think even Jinan had some time penalty on him. Wolf Imperia getting P9. E-Dog, unfortunate for him. He looked comparatively good. Is this Uday out of... It looked like Uday was out of fuel, and he gets P11 there. Lean Sipper is the final driver, as Deadshot has already is being lapped and has got the checkered flag. So Lean Sipper, the final car to cross the finish line, gets P12, and that is our finishers for this weekend.
Yeah, quite an impressive drive from actually everybody who's finished here so far, because considering considering Jeddah Corniche, the Jeddah Corniche circuit, it is actually quite tough to finish the race itself, considering the nature of the circuit. But if you ask me, these drivers have done a wonderful job, and well-deserved podium too. Although the top 3 finishers today, Goodest Destroyer Drac, Goodest Bacon, and Not an Influencer. Destroyer Track, although finishes started P1, finished P1 in spite of that 5-second time penalty, which is impressive in itself. Goodest Bacon, I think, started P3 or P4, has finished in P2. So, and Not an Influencer, unluckily, Not an Influencer, gambled for a safety car to favor him, but ended up otherwise, unfortunately. So it still managed to finish in the podium. So yeah, kudos to that, or kudos to him for that also.
I would like to add that my belief in tier 3 drivers and in this circuit was right, because we did have only one safety car for the main race. So,
Oh
yeah.
yes. One safety car, but yeah,
One
we had almost half the grid retiring. Not half, I'd say six drivers. Yeah, P14 to P20, or was it seven drivers? Seven
It was
drivers.
about 7 drivers. Yeah.
Yeah, seven drivers. So seven drivers retired, and we only had one safety car. So yeah, quite perplexing. Um,
It's indeed.
yeah, we had two ESCs, of course. Maybe they count as safety cars. Maybe.
Maybe. But
Yeah,
it's not just enough time for the drivers to, pit. Even non-influencer, we saw that he was begging for the safety car probably. After the lap 8, the only safety car that we had was around lap 8, and after that we had nothing. And he was looking for that safety car to, pit and get rid of those tires.
Yep, indeed, and I think we can ask that to not an influencer himself, because we've got our podium finishers here with us. So I think we can take the interviews away. Maybe I can start with not an influencer, the P3 finisher for today.
Yes, please.
So yep, welcome to the podium interviews. Not an influencer. I'm just tired of calling. I'm just tired of pronouncing your name. Can we call you
We
NAI?
can call him influencer.
I'll just call him Nai.
Okay, that works.
So yeah, a brilliant drive today for you for the most part. I think you took a gamble with with a safety car, and it didn't work in your favor. But otherwise, it was it was a brilliant race from you, my friend. How did it go for you?
It was a good one. I mean, after a long time, I'm sweating after doing the race. But yeah, it was good. Congratulations to us, Good as Bacon and Destroyer Track for the podium. The pace was too good from them. The safety car, yes, I was very optimistic that another safety car is going to come out. And I would have gone to medium probably, but then it got late. But any which ways, I thought that my tires are good, so I can extend my stint on hard and move to the softs. But anyway, P3 is good. P3 is good for now. But yes, good race so far.
A brilliant, brilliant tire management from on your part as well, to go 20 laps on those mediums on a track that is known to quite frankly lick the tire tread off your wheels. So yeah, it was quite well managed by you.
Thank you.
Were you running higher wings by any chance? Because it seemed like you had DRS and ERS to against Destroy Track, and you were still keeping the gap to maintaining the gap actually to Destroy Track.
Yeah. So I think he had lower wings than me, because in the sector 1 and 2, I was able to stick behind him and chase him. But then in sector 3, it was just, he's just blasting away.
Yep, we had mentioned it earlier in the stream as well, because I don't think it was Destroy Track, but another driver maybe was running a low setup. He just casually breezed past one of the. Actually, the P2 finisher here, Good as Bacon. Yeah, I think that was E-Dog, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can ask that to him also. So, congratulations on that drive, not an influencer.
Okay.
Moving on to P2 finisher for today. Good as Bacon. You here?
Yeah.
Yeah, ABD, can you take the interviews for him?
Right. Again, congratulations on the drive. Well, the first and foremost question I would say is, you had about 3 laps where you were like 1.2 seconds behind, and you can see that a Destroyer Track has the 5 seconds time penalty which he got for speeding in pit lane. So what kind of strategy were you going in this final few 3 laps? Because the delta till the end was pretty much nil. There was the change was nil, but from your side, what were the efforts?
Yeah, I don't really enjoy this track, so I was just trying to keep it straight. I'm not very fast here, and I just wanted to, just come home, take the podium, I maybe I could have gotten his DRS after the safety car, but E Dog was very fast on the straight, so I couldn't get him without DRS. So I was
Yeah,
just driving normally. Yeah.
unfortunate. Again, I'm gonna take you back now to the OSQ and the sprint. We did have our eyes on pretty much all the drivers, but it was one. A few were left out, and again, let us talk about the qualifying. And when I say qualifying here in this week, it is the OSQ and the sprint. How did it go for you?
Yeah, Collie was good for the team. I think we got third and fifth. We started well. We started well. We went through. We maybe had a bit of team orders in the middle, but of course, in the sprint we both came home, and unfortunately, Swagger crashed out in the race. But at least we take a podium from it.
Yes, definitely. Once again, congratulations for that, P2. And we definitely hope to see you here again, probably for the next race. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
We move on to the final, that is winner for tonight, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix Destroyer Track. We meet again here in the podium interviews. Congratulations again for the victory. You have extended your lead again. The first question here would be when the first and only safety car came out, what was the strategy since you were leading the race? Were you worried that what if not an influencer doesn't pit and he gets the advantage of uh, pitting in later stage?
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, SS. First of all, congratulations to Not an Influencer and Goodies Bacon. I think they drove really well. Not an Influencer was like always on the back. Yeah, coming back to the safety car, the reason I didn't think of pitting until the last corner, and then I just checked the delta times, and then when I saw that the P4 or the P5 position was like 14 seconds away, I knew that even if I pit, I would still be in P3 or P4. So I thought,
Right.
okay, let me take a shot. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just stayed back, and I knew with fresh mediums I could take back the position and then go P1. And if there's a safety car, then we both would end up in the same position. I didn't want to make the same mistake I did in Australia by staying out. So lesson learned there.
Yeah, I do remember that. Well, again, that is good thing that you have learned the lesson, and it's really good that it worked out well for you. Again, it was a bit of stretch, but again, yeah, it worked out well for you. Any questions from your side, SSJ?
Well, not questions. I actually just want to say that it is sometimes you especially with safety cars, it's a gamble. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It worked for you today. Last, it didn't work for not influencer. Maybe it was vice versa during
Right.
Australia. But don't beat yourself to beat yourself up too much for that for what happened previously. Uh, yeah, it's all just a calculated gamble. And
Yeah.
congratulations once again to you and to all the podium finishers.
Yeah, thank you, both of you.
Today's race.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for joining here tonight. This was IRC for the Formula One racing, and this action is not over yet because it's just Saturday, and we do have two races lined up tomorrow. That is the Tier 2 and Tier 1. The Tier 2 will be streamed at 2:30 p.m. Do not miss on that. And we have the India's fastest drivers racing at 8 p.m. on Sunday. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch both of these races, especially the Tier 1, who are going to be separated by probably by hundreds or thousands. So I wouldn't miss out, and I would suggest you not to either. Once again, thank you for joining us here tonight, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, good night.
And and this is SSJ, and for our streamer today, Sai. I'm wishing you all a good night as well.
I don't care. I got the interview.